Hello there survivors and welcome back to another build tutorial in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're building this tech outpost that I originally designed as part of a big dino pen, but you can also definitely just use it separate as just an outpost. So today we're just going to be building this outpost itself, but soon there will be also a tutorial for an attached dino pen that you can attach to the side of this to have room for all your bigger tames, because it will have behemoth gates as an entrance. But now just an outpost that should be big enough for a little bedroom, some storage, hatching your dinos in peace, have a nice platform for your flyers or rock drakes depending on which map you play. And the second floor actually also has enough space for your bigger crafting things, so an industrial forge or a replicator. If you enjoy seeing these build tutorials and you want to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider becoming a YouTube member. That being said, let's get into the build. And as usual, we're going to start out with the foundations. Now these are going to be 4 wide here in total. And then we're gonna go out by 7 in total. So basically what we want to end up with is a 4 by 7. And then we can just fill that in all the way to make the first little room of our build. So yeah, this is gonna be the ground layer, obviously. And we're gonna start with this nice little shape. Then we want to take out our thin pillars. We're going to add 2 right here. So 2 from the end, then a gap of 2, and we'll add some more in. And then here on the other side, we're going to do the same thing, of course. Adding in them 2 high, 2 from the end, and 2 apart. Okay, so then we want to take out our tech roofs. We want to flip them around and go up by 2 on the corners, both of them, like so. Then we're going to add in a nice ceiling here on the end, like this. Then we're going to go below and we'll add some more roofs connecting back up to our structure like this. And this is kind of going to be like the visual support beams of our building. We then want to take out our slope walls and make sure that we fill in the sides of these 2 structures that we've just created. Because again, it's going to look like some extra supports and also just a nice little detail, little look for your base. So we'll just fill in all these sloped walls like this. Then we want to take out our normal walls, go up by 3 on this side, and here on that side as well. So we'll do the same thing over here, filling in these walls. And then the last remaining side like this. And then we want to take out our roofs again, right here. Go in by 2 on both of these. And then once again, fill up with some slope walls to continue this shape going back into the building this time. So let's make sure that we do that on all the sides. And then in here, of course, we're going to have a normal roof, but you also want to add another one going in like this. This means that on the inside, we'll be able to use this little bit of space for some extra storage. And we can actually start by connecting this up with a row of ceilings, because that's where the next floor is going to be. For now, just add them at the sides, because we still want to leave room for where we're going to add in the staircase at some point. There we go. That's the start of the shape of our building. Okay, then as a guideway, we're going to add 2 more walls here to the side of the thing we've just created. Then we'll actually add in a ceiling for now. And that is going to be another corner of our build. So we'll take out a thin pillar and we'll make it go down this way. And where it connects up, it means that we can go out by 3 here on the side to kind of extend the building. We'll do the same thing here on the other side, extend it by 3. Just to make it easy, we'll make sure to also add in this pillar right here and the same structure that we've just added on this side as well, so that we know for sure that we have the same things on both sides. Now we can actually start filling in this shape, because this side we're going to bring out in 8 total. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The last one we aren't able to place yet, so we'll have to fix that in a little bit. But for now, we'll bring out this. So right now, it should be 7 long. That's how far you can place them right now. And that means for now that we can connect this part as well, we can have one more row of ceilings right here. And that's where the staircase is going to be. So just for our own reference, we're going to add in these stairs going down like this. And that is going to connect our first floor to the second level that we're working on right now. And then we can start filling in these sides for sure. And of course, we can also fill in this. We'll leave this gap of 4 open, but the rest of the ceilings we can fill in all the way through. So right now, if we go to this edge where we still want to add one more layer, we should be able to place in most of it except for the corners. So we'll be fixing those corners in a little bit. For now, you can just fill it in so that we know how big this second layer is going to be. Okay, we're going to go to this layer now. We're going to add in a thin pillar here on the edge of the building. And 1, 2 from the end. And we can actually make that one go all the way down to add some extra support here to the side of the build. And we'll do the same thing here on the other side. So raise up the thin pillar in the corner, go out by 2, and add in another pillar here. But this one extended all the way down to the bottom of the building. And then we can take out our ceilings and we should be able to go around like this, filling in the top layer here. This is going to be the roof basically of our build, and we can make it go as far as we can. Currently that will be up to there. And of course here on the other side we'll do the same thing. So we'll go around the outside and go as far back as it will allow us to do right now. Then it's time to start adding in some more details, taking out our Tek roofs and going down from this corner all the way as far back as we can go, which should line up now with the ceilings we've placed above. We actually want to add some extra supports underneath here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a Tek roof 1 from the edge and make it go down like this. Here we should be able to snap a foundation to it right there. That should help with some extra support for the building as well. We'll bring up the Tek roofs like this, and then we can bring out the sloped walls to fill in the sides of this support to make them all look nice and once again help supporting your building. Now technically we don't really need these supports, but they look good and it's always a safer thing if you have some extra connection points, of course. So here on the other side we'll be doing the same thing, going down with 2 roofs, then snapping in a new support foundation, and then you can fill in the rest with more roofs and the slope walls to make another little part of the design work down here. And of course, before we forget, we want to do this design piece on the other side as well. So once again, we're taking it all the way down until it lines up with the ceilings above as far as we could go right now. And then we actually want to snap a full foundation to the end of this piece as well. And now you should be able to fill in the corners of these ceilings so that we have the whole platform going there. And then from these new foundations, we want to raise up the walls, at least up until the platform, all around here, like so. Creating this new little part. And we want to do the same thing here on the other side. There we go. Like this. On all the sides like so. Then we want to start raising up this wall, except for the one that will overlap with that platform, and make it go 1 higher than the layer of ceilings that we had at the top for now. And then we can fill in these all the way like this. Here on the top, we're going to add 1 more layer here. like so. And then we can, for now, just close off the top with some ceilings too. Then we're going to go across with some ceilings like this, filling in everything up to this other side over here, and filling this in all the way across as well, so that we can create this layer of the building, which is basically going to be the roof, where you can either park your rock drakes if you're building it on Aberration, or your flyers on other maps. And want to make sure that we have the ceilings right here too, like so. Then we want to add one more wall here to the end of these structures before going into a sloped wall here on the end to finish the shape that we started. Of course, we'll add some roofs here to fill that part in, and we can have some ceilings on the top. If you want, you could make some secret doorways here, of course, so that you can still enter these and maybe hide some storage or a generator or whatever inside if you really need that little bit of extra space as well. Then we're going to take up this wall on the other side as well, making sure it's too higher than the layer of ceilings we've got going on. And we're just going to bring up this entire structure like so. And also fill in the top with some ceilings for now. Here on the inside, we're going to add a nice door frame on both of these, like this. And above, we can just add in our normal walls up to the level where the ceilings are, like so. And for the ceilings, we can actually take these in between, fill them all in, fill in one in the inside as well, and then go out by this shape. For now, just keep the same shape as the platform that we did below. So just extend this basically by 2, like this. And then we can take out our railings to add them along the edge here of this layer of the ceilings up until these structures, right there in the middle as well. And right here on this side of the building, of course, the same thing. We're just going to have the railings up until our main structure over there. Here on the corners, we're actually going to raise up the full metal pillars on both sides like that. And then we can have the thin pillar right here after 3 from the side. And the same thing here on this side, doing it like so. So that we basically divide this in multiple sections. All right, we're going to work a little bit more on this side. Actually, we need to remove these walls that we've placed. Don't worry, we're going to add more of them in because we kind of need a whole wall here to support it and to finish the rest of the design. So 1, 2, and 3 and 4 more of these foundations along the bottom here, and we want to line up our walls like this. And here on this side, we can fill it in all the way through. There we go, all the way to the other side. Now here on the inside, you can kind of decide what you prefer. You could just continue filling all of this in. You might want to do some of these nice hidden doorways just to, you know, spice it up. What I also like doing, by the way, is having one of these or 2 of these being like the windows. I think you have to flip them around actually, so you can snap some air conditioning in there if you maybe want to hedge some eggs somewhere down here. But yeah, then it should look something like this. So basically continuing those walls. Of course, if you really want to still be able to use this, what you could do is maybe have some hidden doors here so you can still access this bit of space where you could hide some extra storage or whatever you want. It's quite easy to do, but that will allow us to basically connect some more support from this bit that's sticking out back into the wall like so. And it's basically going to be like a floating viewing platform almost. So we're going to continue adding these in like that. And then nicely do it like this as well on both sides, making sure that these supports are looking as they should. And yeah, once again, this is going to make for our floating platform, viewing platform, to look a little bit nicer on this side. Then what we want to do is on the side here, we want to add 2 more ceilings to both. And then what we'll also do is take out the ceilings along the front here to basically extend the building by 1 more, just to create a little bit of an overhang. Then we're going to take out our roofs and we're going to add them underneath like so, and making the shape go back into the main structure wall there. We can actually have them all the way along the front to really get that shape going on this side, and then we'll connect them all the way up back to the shape here on this side, of course, as well, creating that nice sharp looking edge here at the front. And then here on the inside, what you probably want to do is have some full walls here at the top so that you're not looking at those roof pieces, and we'll fill that in all the way through like this. And here at the side, we actually want to add in a slope wall so that you're also not looking through the side of the building, which would be a little bit weird. So we'll add them in right over there. Now, if you want, you can actually also add in some of these metal beams. The problem is they're not really that noticeable. If you have ASR and you can have the medium thin beams, like they're not fully hidden in the actual ceilings, and they could be a nice addition, but otherwise just leave it as is. Then here on the inside, we'll actually also add in some railings along the staircase here and the actual staircase going down like so that it's all nice and supported. And now we have some decisions to make on top. We want to kind of continue this shape. You can either continue it all the way if you want to, or you can maybe have it go in like this, and then just kind of have them end like so if you want to be able to use the entirety of your roof in one go. It's really up to what you prefer and how much you need, of course. There we go. We'll fill in the top with some ceilings, and then you can decide if you go all the way through. You can just add in a door at some point somewhere here. If you do it like this, then probably what you want to do is change these to be doors instead, like so. And then we can add in some of our tech doors so that we can actually access the roof over here. And then if you do make this side accessible, you probably want to add in some of these ceilings so that you can, you know, properly use the roof without having to worry about falling down the side of it. There we go. So yeah, we'll just add it like that, and we'll have a very nice viewing platform indeed. Now here on the side, you also want to extend this part of the ceilings so that we can in fact walk inside of these rooms. And then what we want to do is add some of these elevators here along the side. Make sure that they go up to the same height as the platform, because then you can add this the elevator in and it will bring you up and down. Of course, you could also use ladders, but I mean, a fancy tech base feels like you deserve some elevators in there at least. And then here for the doors, you can choose the tech doors if you like the look. Or what I also really enjoy, if you don't want to go for the full tech vibe, you can also add some metal doors into these, because they also look quite nice with the combination of the tech. Now, of course, we've got a bunch of walls that we still need to fill in. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. You could use the glass texture from the Frontier skin. You could also look for another custom cosmetic if you're on official. But for example, there's like either clear glass or clean glass, which is really nice as well. And if you do have mods, for example, ASR, they do also really have a very nice glass variant where you can go for the borderless glass, and then you can make it look like this and then just fill in these walls. And we kind of just want to have a bunch of these glass walls all the way around the base, which is just a really nice way to be able to enjoy your view. And of course, it's just an easy way to get a modern feeling build, right? With a lot of these big tall windows. And I also personally just like having a base like this in ARK because it lets in a lot of the natural light, which is just a lot easier to, yeah, be able to see stuff around your base, because the lights can be a little bit weird sometimes in ARK. So I kind of prefer to use as much as the natural lighting in the game as possible. So yeah, we're gonna go around this entire floor for now, filling them in. If you do not want to use any mods or any custom cosmetics, of course you can just use the greenhouse glass walls instead. I mean, they don't look great because you can't really see through them that well, but yeah, if you have nothing else, that is going to be your best option. So here we're going to fill in everything except, of course, the part where we need the slope wall. We'll do that in a little bit. Here at the front, we can also just fill in these, leave those open for now, and then fill in this side as well, doing the same thing, leaving that one part open. So that's this layer. We're going to fill in those gaps a little bit later. For now, we'll go down here, and we'll also be adding in our big, nice glass walls down here to really get that nice modern feeling going here. So we just want to do the side walls right now, because those are all going to be the walls. And then obviously also here we're going to use some of the other glass pieces. And then of course we're going to fill in these sloped parts as well to get the nice thing. Again, you can just use greenhouse glass for this, or a good custom cosmetic that looks good if you don't have access to mods, for example, on official servers. But if you do, ASR really has some of the best looking glass textures out there, and you do have a lot of control if you want to change the amount you're able to see through the glass pieces on both sides. There we go. We'll fill in these, and then here on top we'll fill in the glass like that as well, so that we kind of follow the shape of the building. What you might have noticed right now, there's not really an entrance into the build. So how you can change that is easy. We'll make a little gap into the building. We'll remove the elevator that we've placed for now, and instead we're going to make an elevator all the way from the bottom up to the top layer, so that you can stop halfway and enter your base. And then we can just do the nice platform right here that will allow us to get up. And again, we're going to add a little door in here, add the tech door in, and then you might want to add in a little stair in case your landscape is a little you know, steeper or anything. And then if it is sticking out, you can of course add some railings to the side of your staircase as well. But for me, that's not really necessary. If you want, you can do that on both sides. You can only do it one side, whatever you prefer, but that's an easy way in and out to your little outpost. And then we're pretty much done with the build. So yeah, it's a nice and little cozy outpost that you can get up quite quickly. And of course, totally fine to build this out of metal instead, because tech can be a little bit more expensive, of course. And as said, yeah, if you have used those windows here, you might want to add in some aircon to make it look a little bit better inside. And yeah, just make it into a nice, cozy outpost like this. And as I said, for ease of access, you can of course do the same thing on both sides, so that you don't have to always run to the same side. And you could even, of course, add an extra entrance in here somewhere if you wanted to. Or you could even have an entrance here in the middle and then have it open on the other side behind the stairs. So yeah, there we go. That is this little tech outpost that you can build. This was actually a design that I used in part of my Reaper containment facility that I built over on Aberration. If you want to see that video, a full tour of that base, you can check out the video on my channel. I'll link it down below as well. And yeah, it's definitely also just worth to build this as a little outpost without the whole wall. But soon I'll be doing the full build inspired by the Jurassic World Indominus Rex pen. And you can have a whole dino pen attached to this build. So you have some room for your larger tames too. So yeah, this would be the whole little outpost, and yeah, it's quite a nice little build. It's not too big, but big enough that you can fit most stuff inside, because This second floor is big enough for the industrial forge, the replicator, so pretty much everything you need you can easily fit inside the base. And then of course you have plenty of place for a little bedroom. You can hatch some stuff if you use the air conditioning, and the little hidden hallway can also of course serve as some extra storage hidden away too. Yeah, just a nice little base with a nice top to give you even more space if you need it, and park your flies, etc, etc. Just meant as a nice little tech outpost. And as I mentioned, there will be a part 2 kind of this build if you want to integrate it into a big dino pen on the side. But I figured it would be well worth it to just make a separate video of just the outpost, because I do think you can definitely just build this and use this as your base if you do not need a big dino pen. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this build tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.